The brutal beating of Tyre Nichols at the hands of 5 Memphis police officers have been discussed all over the media throughout the week after the footage was released to the public this past Friday. Jason Whitlock would make an appearance on Tucker Carlson and was asked what his thoughts were. Whitlock would seemingly blame single black mothers for the chaos, disunity, and violence that's seen in the cities. Obviously, many did not take too kindly to Whitlock's comments. Comedians D.L. Hughley and Leslie Jones would fire back, as well as Sierra, who would call out the media personality by calling his comments irresponsible for undermining single black women. Today we have our company hype analysts, Capone and Pierre, call into the studio to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
I felt guilty putting that video on the screen, not because I was on anyone's side. I felt obviously bad about it. It was horrible.
And this is a story about young black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected or put some black woman in charge of the police force. And we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers. If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespect for authority because there was no male authority in your home, let's have that discussion. They want to take us down the path of saying, you know what, this is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random this is Donald Trump's fault. It's the breakdown of family and the buying in to all these left-wing things that have nothing to do with promoting family.
Now, there's a couple things I want to break down, but as I mentioned, D.L. Hughley would respond to this and pretty much say, hey, Jason, this is why you can't keep a gig. So, Pierre, let me come to you first. What was your reaction when you heard Jason Whitlock's remarks? You know, do you think there's a tie of black single mothers in the way that black men treat each other?
Good Lord. I felt this guy, Jason Whitlock, this white man must have came from like a 2-year tanning salon and shit, because he's definitely speaks as a white man, totally. Good Lord. I mean, first of all, okay, that conversation, he said so much though, come on. I mean, he said so much. I mean, one, he said, we should be showing the video. We should be showing the video to get people hyped. It's the same video you show when you show Ukraine, people getting bombed over Ukraine. You're getting them hyped up for America to go support that. So what's he talking about? You can't show black video, get people getting hurt, but you can do white people getting hurt over Ukraine? What's wrong with this man? This thing is a fool. He's a fool. So with him speaking on that, man, I don't know how he snatched. He says 5 black men. What about the white guy that tased them at the beginning? Forget him too? What's wrong with this man? They just gang violence. It's police brutality. They don't give. Who are they being brutality, who is it? It can be white policemen, black police, Mexican policemen. It's police brutality towards black people. That's what we're talking about here. Not what color the cops are. I don't give a damn. They're policemen. Now, shame on them. They should be a little more connected to the brother and understand that the plight of a black man, but obviously it shows the mentality of policemen. They don't give a damn what color you are and what color they are. They do care what color you are. If you're black, they're going to bring a certain kind of presence to you. Them black men should be ashamed, and that white man, them whole police department should be ashamed what they did to that boy.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree with you more, Pierre. Capone, let me come to you, and I want to preference this because this blew my mind. So Jason Whitlock will repost the video that we just watched, and he says, yep, I connected baby mama culture to the Tyre Nichols tragedy. So I'm very anxious to get your thoughts. What's your reaction to this, Capone? And also, do you think there's a connection of black single mothers in the way we see black men treat one another?
This man, first of all, I'm irate about the whole conversation. It's almost sad that we see these type of idiots. I'm just trying to keep it clean as I can. He's a damn idiot. Pierre couldn't have said it more. What he said was just totally disrespectful to the family. It was just disrespectful to black people just as well. Some woman must have really, really hurt this man bad for him to try to blame it on a black mother, black woman, however he phrased it, he was 100,000% wrong. And it's so amazing to me. And I don't want to turn it racist, but it's only one way to see it, that the white man said, wow, I really didn't look at it that way. So you're telling me that I shouldn't have put this post on. I feel bad for putting it on, but I just felt sad. You know, it's so hypocritical how they play with us mentally. Why wouldn't they put another black man on there that could speak some sense? They know what they're doing, and they know how to get us riled up. That man is an asshole, pure blank. And that's the way I feel about it.
Well, and Tucker Carlson, remember, he's trying to act about his pain. I feel bad. Damn how you feel about putting it on. How about the man that got killed? You know what I'm saying? They're worrying about how he feels. I felt bad to put it on. Like, what do you mean you felt bad?
Exactly.
How you feel? What about the man that died? How about he felt?
Absolutely, yeah, and you know, we're hearing from his mom as well. So to even hear Jason say something like that with a mother that's currently grieving, just blows my mind. But Pierre, let me come to you. So he also mentions, you know, there is a racial element to this. As you mentioned, he talked about, well, it's black cops, it's a black chief, it's a black victim. So I don't understand why people are protesting. Speaking of this protest, you know, we've seen Black Lives Matter. We know what that movement and kind of how we've seen that dynamic change. How do you think this will affect and impact the Black Lives Matter movement?
It shouldn't. Black Lives Matter is about the black trauma brought to black people, no matter who brings it. It can be black on black. It's not about white people only doing black things to black people. It's about anybody doing stuff to black people as a whole. I don't give a Chinaman doing something to a black man, a Mexican, Latino man doing something to a black man. That's what the point is. Black Lives Matter to all, as you imagine, all other races, even our own. So it's not specifically just to other people like white people. It should matter. It should matter to everybody. So a good example, we don't like the inner city crime. We don't like to see black people shooting each other, black people doing things to each other. We don't like that either. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like, let's forget that. Let's only worry about if it's the opposite color of your another race. Anybody, even ourselves. Black lives matter to everybody, even ourselves, coming from the pain of ourselves, like these particular 5 black men did, and that white man, and that whole, you know, so. And I don't blame the sister. It ain't the woman that's the chief police chief. I don't blame her. I mean, you know, women have done great things. It's a mental job. It's not a physical job. So with her, it's just there's been great female chief of police. There've been some bad ones. When there's been some shooting and killing, there's been some white men who've been the chief of police. Some white women who are chief of police. So why are we jumping on her color and her being a female as the problem of the situation when it's been documented other colors and races have done the same thing to black people? So, hello.
Capone, let me bring you in and ask you that same question. How do you think this will impact the Black Lives Matter movement? You know, it is mentioned, of course, a lot of people were surprised to see these black officers treating this black man like this. So how do you think that will impact the Black Lives Matter movement?
Wow. I don't, like Pierre said, I hope it don't. You know, there's a lot of controversy that's in the Black Lives Matter organization, period. But the whole moral of it is basically, like Pierre said, you know, we're tired of everybody treating us this way. We're tired of, you know, cops. Everybody always say there's no such thing as all cops are not bad. But I've yet to met a good one. Everyone protects, you know, whatever. But the thing that I'm noticing about this more than anything is that the riots that the cops cause or the riots that they bring in for the Blue Lives Matter are not coming up forth for these cops. And why isn't the white cop being mentioned or charged? I don't understand this. And if you can't see this, this is where the racism come in at. You know, you ain't trying to blame a white man, but the white man ain't get charged yet. We haven't saw it. And these 5 black men that they keep putting up on there, I've yet to see anybody raising hell from the Blue Lives Matter. I don't see that going on right now. So personally, I don't think it'll affect us. We're already affected by it because there was some corruption in the Black Lives Matter organization. So, you know, black people, we have a hard time trusting almost anybody because everybody turns on us.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this, Capone, because, you know, I like to end it with a solution. How do you think we handle people that look like us, that hurt us? You know, Jason Whitlock, those 5 officers, different people we've seen throughout this time. What do you think is the proper way to handle situations like this?
I have this new thing that I've been taught probably 2 weeks ago. I got into an argument twice with two different black men, and it got heated. And all I said was, today is a day I'm not going to commit black on black crime. And it confused them, confused both of them. But this is something that I tell myself to calm me down from the situation. So when I look at them, I say, today, I'm not going to commit a black on black crime. And however you want to handle it from there, it is. And it makes a person think. And that's just my solution for my temper or my anger or somebody who does something stupid. I'm getting ready to park and a dude cut right in front of me and jumped in the park. And I said, bro, you didn't see my car here? And he looked at me. He said, well, I'm in it. And I said, you know what? Today, I'm not going to commit that black on black crime. And he looked at me. And the sister said, that was very smart of you, brother. And I drove off.
I love
because it ain't worth it.
I know. I think that's perfect, and I love, like you said, that's what works, and you never know, that may work for someone else. Pierre, let me bring you in on that solution question as well. What do you think? What do you think is the proper way to handle, when we're not treated well by people that look like us, Jason Whitlock, these officers, and so on? I mean, the list goes on. What do you think is the solution to that?
I agree with Capone. But I won't speak it. I just run away. Fuck that. I ain't want no problems. So if somebody starts something with me, I just don't say nothing. I'm a punk ass nigga. I'm a suck ass nigga. I walk away and shit. You cut in front of me, I'm gonna keep on going. You had that spot. I ain't even gonna roll my window down. I'm afraid. I'm scared. So that's how I saved me not pulling that thing out that I got in my car or in my house and blasting another black man's head clean off. So I just don't even say nothing. I just say, you know what, bro? First of all, I'm living a good life. I'm on Comedy Hype News 3 days a week. I can't mess that up. For your whack ass, I got a podcast, PS Panic Room. I'm not messing that up for your whack ass. You know what I'm saying? I eat good. I got freedom. I'm not messing that up. So I always think about that. I was like, is it worth it, me moving forward? Now, when I was younger, yeah, I was a little more raw about it. But now, I'm a grown-ass man, bro. If it ain't going to stop my moment from there on, like my life stops there, why even let it go? I'm so much easier. Let you have it, because if you're that kind of person in spirit, God will get you, brother. I won't be the one who got you, but someone down the road, you keep that raw stuff up or acting a fool, someone will get you. And if you want to call me a sucker because I walked away, remember, I'm on Comedy Hype News 3 days a week. Okay?
Yeah, no, and I love that, and I always appreciate you guys being here. I would like to add to this conversation, just because I think facts are important. You got to come with the facts. So he does mention that the chief is a single mother. While it is true that she is a mother, she is actually married. And in the bio, if you go to the website, it says she is the proud wife of a very supportive husband, which is a retired law enforcement of 27 years. So I think it's always important to leave with the facts, leave with a solution. And as always, I appreciate y'all for chiming in on this topic. Now, of course, before we head out, I got to know what's going on, Mr. Pierre. I know you said Pierre's Panic Room. You're on Comedy Hype 3 days a week. What can people look out for, and where can they follow you?
You got at Comic Pierre. That's COMICPIERRA. You can follow me on all social media. Really, I've been on the streets recently, some concerts, some different shows, and comedy clubs and stuff like that, hanging out with people, man. I want to thank the people who show me so much love on the street, who love what I'm doing. What we're doing, but me also my Panic Room. I just want to give a shout out to those folks, man. They really stopped me and say, yo, I love what you're doing on the Panic Room or on Comedy Hype News. I truly, truly appreciate that, man. And I'll continue to bring you some of the, the best content on my show as we do here on this show. Like last week we had Linnell on my show. She killed it, and we got, season, the new episode coming out this week. I'm trying to make a decision. Should I do Bruh Man, or should I don't know who I should do. Carlos Miller. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we definitely look forward to it. Mr. Capone, last and certainly not least, what do you have coming up? And of course, how can people follow you?
Shout out to all the people who came out to Atlanta this weekend. The new month is starting. Got a lot of work coming up. But this Friday, I will be the special guest host at Frank Ski's radio station in Atlanta, holding it down for him while he goes away. So I'm really excited about that. Nina Brown, Miss Brown asked me to be her co-host, so that's a good thing. Also, just follow me on Comedian Capone. And I told the people, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you cannot spell comedian, please don't follow me. I say that in a smooth way, just to tell you, back off.
Is that Capone with a C or a K? I don't know how to spell Capone.
I appreciate y'all so much, and I know we're able to, make light of things and really dive into conversations. But in all seriousness, I do want to send the condolences to Tyre Nichols' family. That was is a tragedy, and it's unfortunate that did have to come. So I definitely want to make sure we send our condolences to the Tyre Nichols family. Again, thank you both for chiming in on this topic. You heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts about D.L. Hughley calling out Jason Whitlock over the passing of Tyre Nichols? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Put it in those comments.
And come with the facts, Jason